Hi, this is Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm sharing this cute Party Puffin You're the Best card. Let's get started. For this card, we're going to start with the Mountain Air stamp set. I've got a piece of scrap paper and some basic white, and then my mountains, and basic gray ink. So let me just ink up the mountains and close this up and put it out of the way. And let's straighten this up, and I want these mountains just down near the bottom, so I'm just doing the peaks on here. So let's rub and hold. Okay, so we've just got a little bit of that cragginess there. I'm not sure that's a word. And then next we're going to use the Party Puffins stamp set. So this is another reason that I love my Stamparatus. It's one of my favorite tools. We're going to put this piece of basic white in here, and I've got this Party Puffin stamp that looks a little like he's dabbing, and we're going to ink him up with Memento. But because there's so much flat surface area, he often needs a second inking to get a really good solid color, and that's typical of stamps that have large surface area. Okay, see, now he's good in black. Then since he's in my Stamparatus, I can use my grid sheet here. I give one of these and some other grids to customers who purchase the Stamparatus with me, and move my puffin over. And let's do a test stamp here. And see, yep, he's positioned where he's good. And I'm just going to move my grid sheet out of the way. And I'm also going to move my magnet there. And let's ink this up. So we get two reasons for loving the Stamparatus just with our Party Puffins here. Let's see if we got our black in the right area. He needs just a little more, if you see here. So I can ink that up and stamp again. Of course, multiple stamping in the same place is great. Okay, and there we go. So let me move this out of the way, and we'll be back with more. Okay, so we've got our Party Puffins here, but we need to do a little coloring. And first I just want to do some rough coloring in so there's some background color. And I'm going to use my color lifter to kind of moisten my cardstock. And I'm just going around roughly like you would with a water painter. And then I'm going to use my balmy blue and come right around in. I just want this to be a sketchy, almost watercolory look. I'm going to go back across now with the color lifter and blend some of that color. Okay. And then we're going to come in under some of this and give a little bit of shadowing. And then, of course, we want to blend that a little with the color lifter. The light balmy blue. Okay, and then we're going to come down in here along these mountains and just add a little bit of the dark balmy blue on one side. And again, just quickly adding color. You could do this in a more refined way, but this quick and easy works just fine. And let's come around here again with the light. And then I'm going to just come over all of this again with my color lifter and use it to kind of spread and blend my color. Okay, let's cap these up. And our puffins need a little color on their feet and their beaks. And I'm going to use my bullet tips from my pumpkin pie. And let's give a little dark color on the bottom of the foot and then blend with the light. And let's turn this light one around so that I've got the bullet tip in these small spaces. It sure does make it easier. So let's dark first and then a little bit of light, and then come over here and get this guy. And it's like they're dancing on the rocks. And do a little bit of light in on this. Okay, and so there are our colored party puffins, quick and easy. Let's move on to the next step. Next, I've got a piece of You're a Peach designer paper, and this is 2 inches by 5 1/4. And I've got a piece of basic white that's 4 by 5 1/4, and I have embossed the dots on the top using the dots folder from the Checks in It and Dots embossing folder pair. You get 2 narrow embossing folders with this set. You can find those in my store, of course. So let's adhere this piece of designer paper. I'm using multi-purpose glue, and this is going to come right down here to the edges. Make sure that I'm lined up, and then we'll give that a good press. Now, before we move on, I would like to add my sentiment to this, so I need to bring my Stamparatus back in. Now, one of the other things that I love about the Stamparatus is that you can have your project done or almost done and have no fear, aka stamp confidently, right on the finished project. And that's what we're going to do here. So I've got my sentiment and that grid sheet that I love, and we're going to place the sentiment here in the corner. And let's open this up now. I'm going to ink it and check to make sure that I'm straight, and stamp down on my grid sheet here, and that is straight. So now I can take that out and stamp directly on my finished layer, or almost finished layer. I'm going to ink again so that it's just a bit darker. And of course, with the Stamparatus, you can ink multiple times and be in exactly the same place. Okay, let's take this out of the way. Okay, so next with this, I'm going to take some of my white baker's twine and just wrap this twice. I think I'm going to need to adjust this leading edge. I didn't have quite enough out there to begin with. Now, here we go. And slide this down and neaten it up a little bit. And then we're just going to tie a bow here. out where I think the edge of my next layer is going to be. Okay, that's plenty of bow. And let's trim this off and put this out of the way. Now let's bring in our card base, which is a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of thick basic white, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And then I've got a piece, 1/4 inch piece of the You're a Peach designer paper that's cut to 5 1/4. And we're just going to put this in here with a little bit of border all the way around, and that gives us a little something happening on the inside of our card. It's a great way to use up a scrap of designer paper. And then let's have some dimensionals on the back of this piece. And I'm just going to take my take your pick and add a couple of glue dots on the back that'll keep my, oops, stuck it down too soon. There we go. My piece of baker's twine from moving around. We don't want it to slide up and down the card. Oops, stay over there. Okay, let's pull the backing bits off of this, and we're almost done. I'm going to add just a couple right here in the middle. Feel like it needs a little more in the middle so it won't sag. And then let's line this baby up. Okay. And then let's add dimensionals to the back of our party puffin piece here. I'm going to untie this and put this piece down and then retie my bow because it was too far this way. So let's tie that again. I want it out here at the edge of my layer. Whoops, caught that on my finger and that won't help. Okay, let's neaten those up and do our loops here. There we go. Not too big. I'm pulling the wrong thread there. Okay. And then I am going to trim that a little bit. I think that's just a little long for today's purposes. And then now if you were giving it to a guy, I think we would stop there, but this is probably going to go to a gal. So I'm going to grab my basic rhinestones and we're going to pop on one of those here to add a little sparkle, and then we're going to go up here in the dots and add a little sparkle here, and that's just enough with those two cute party puffins. So there's my You're the Best card. Thanks for stopping in today. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with your card making friends. If you're in the United States, please do some of your Stampin' Up! Shopping in my store. You can find a link for that in the description below. And when you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell, you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Have a great day. Bye.